Hari Om, I am Preeti Patodia from Sevika Kanchan Parekh's Tattvabodh class. I enjoyed reading this paragraph from Gurudev's chapter on love because it reminded me of my favorite bhajan. A happy birthday. Dr. Kshama Maitre of the Sidbari project, which serves the local village communities, had suffered a fracture, a very bad one, and had to be moved around in a wheelchair. When Gurudev arrived at Sidbari to hold a spiritual camp there, she went to have his darshan. Gurudev told her, "Your back is very bad, don't come again." Then the day of her birthday arrived. Her brother had called to greet her, but since she was not in a position to answer phone calls, some other devotee had received the call. Until then, no one had known when her birthday was, although she had been staying at Sidbari for 8 years already. This devotee went to Gurudev and told him that it was Kshama's birthday. Kshama felt tempted to have Gurudev's darshan. Despite his admonishments not to come, so she arranged to be wheeled once again to be at his side. When he saw her, he said, "My legs are better than your back. Stay there. I shall come to you." And he walked up to her, hugged her, and sang happy birthday to her. When Kshama asked him how he knew it was her birthday, Gurudev very seriously remarked, "Morning and evening you sing Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva from Guru Stotram. You alone are my mother, you alone are my father. And you ask how I know it is your birthday? If I don't know, then who knows?" तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो साथी तुम ही सहारे कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे तुम ही हो नैया तुम ही खेवैया तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो। जो खिल सके ना वो फूल हम हैं, तुम्हारे चरणों की धूल हम हैं। दया की दृष्टि सदा ही रखना, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो। Thank you.
Hari Om. I am Renu Bhatia from Sevika Kanchan Parekh's Bhagavad Gita class. I quote from Pujya Gurudev's book from the chapter on love and compare it to the Sufi teachings of Shams of Tabriz, the preceptor of Rumi, to show that we are all one. I would like to begin by reading a paragraph from At Every Breath, a Teaching. I remember one time in Northern California, a large group of us had gathered for satsang with Swamiji and were in the midst of lively questions and answers when a stranger walked through the door, unkempt, dressed in dirty jeans and a jacket, and with an open beer can in his hand. We gave each other uncomfortable glances, wondering what we should do to prevent such a disgraceful entry of the ill-fitting guest. The young man was already beginning to sit down at the back of the room when Swamiji called forth, in the delightful way he had of welcoming a new visitor to a satsang, a loud sing-song, "Hi!" and "Come on in!" boomed across the length of the room. This time, though, his greeting didn't stop at that. He insisted that the beer-drinking stranger come closer to the front and sit next to him, so that he could hear everything that was being said at the satsang. The difference between the capacity of Swamiji's loving heart next to our doubting ones became instantly obvious. In the 40 Rules of Love, Sham says, "It is easy to love a perfect God, unblemished and infallible that He is. What is far more difficult is to love fellow human beings with all their imperfections and defects. Remember, one can only know what one is capable of loving. There is no wisdom without love. Unless we learn to love God's creation, we can neither truly love nor truly know God." Another of the 40 rules gives us further insight. Sham says, "When a true lover of God goes into a tavern, the tavern becomes his chamber of prayer. But when a wine bibber goes into the same chamber, it becomes his tavern. In everything we do, it is our hearts that make the difference, not our outer appearances. Sufis do not judge people on how they look or who they are. When a Sufi stares at someone, he keeps both eyes closed and instead opens a third eye, the eye that sees the inner realm." Thank you.
Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanand on Discipline, presented by the Saturday class at Chinmaya Nursery. He who submits to discipline is a disciple. A sadhaka's journey on the spiritual path. A young sadhaka arrived late for a discourse at the mission. The Guru gently admonished her and told her to reflect on the importance of discipline. She had many questions and asked for guidance from Pujya Gurudev's life. Student, why is discipline so important for a spiritual journey? Guru, discipline of the mind alone leads to self-realization. Pujya Gurudev taught by living example. A well-trained and controlled mind stands a man in good stead, better than armies. What role does punctuality play? When you have given a commitment to another, you have no right to be late. Pujya Gurudev wore his watch on his right hand because I believe that it is the right time to act and not the left time. When the resolve is noble, any time is right to begin the work. I am still learning. These strict rules and schedules hinder my spiritual practice. Pujya Gurudev said that one must never complain about the number of hours you have put in to do a job. In nobility, you must estimate how much of you was put into each hour of your daily work. How can I set an example for others? One must respect the time of others and practice what one preaches. At one function, the chief guest, the governor, arrived late. Pujya Gurudev told him, "If you, the governor, come late, what do you expect the people who look up to you to do?" Sometimes I feel the punishment is harsh. A guru has an unenviable position. He is like a potter. He supports the clay from the inside with one hand and molds it from the outside with the other, now and then giving it a slap. Despite your guidance, I am unable to give my practice 100%. Though our present work may be great or small, yet the important thing is to do it well. Plan out your work and work out your plan to avoid sheer waste and unproductive confusion. It is becoming clear to me now. We have to become the masters of our mind if we have to realize the pure self within us. Pujya Gurudev's discipline was not dry or harsh. It was accompanied by compassion. With his blessings and with punctuality, focus, order, compassion, rigor and discipline, you can achieve your spiritual goals. Thank you.
Gurudev, I am leaving for California and going back home. Please bless me in my sadhana.
Who am I to bless you, my dear? Do you remember the verses of Viveka Chudamani that you have been listening to at the lecture? That which has no caste, creed, family or lineage, that which is without name and form, that Brahman thou art. Meditate on this in your mind. I don't bless.
What did Gurudev mean? Why didn't Gurudev give me his blessings? Am I not worthy of it?
Don't get upset. Gurudev meant we cannot depend on the blessings of the Guru. You are Brahman. To realize your true essence is an inward journey, which can happen only with Purusharth, self-effort and Lord's grace. Even in the Gita, Lord Krishna tells us to lift ourselves by ourselves. Uddharetatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva yatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha.
Still don't understand.
With regular and sincere sadhana, our antakarna, inner personality gets purified, and our lower mind ego lends itself to guidance and control of the higher self. Such a mind is our best friend, but when uncontrolled is our worst enemy. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmayatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartitatmaiva shatruvat.
I understand this now, but I still find it difficult to lift myself.
That is why, my dear, regularity in our sadhana, self-study, seva, following the 3 yogas, karma, bhakti and jnana yoga, and living the 3 values of satyam, brahmacharya and ahimsa as given in our scriptures are very important for our spiritual growth. Although our Guru is there at every step of the way to guide us. Finally, it's my journey from alone to alone, all alone.
Yes, Gurudev wants to make you strong. He wants to remove your dependency and attachment to the Guru by making you more self-reliant through your own self-effort.
That is why, my dear, Gurudev made this shocking statement, I don't bless.
न मृत्यु न शंका न मे जाति भेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरु नैव शिष्य चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्